But we're going to start off with the Dan Snyder bullshit that's going on. Dan Snyder has partnered up with Bank of America to prepare, in
Good bank.
quotations,
Good bank.
prepare to sell the Commanders allegedly. Now, it's also alleged that he's going to sell up to X amount of shares, pocket a couple billion, and that way he's still majority owner, and he'll have a minority owner as well. So, do you think Dan Snyder was forced into doing this, or do you think he's finally just like, you know what, fuck it, I hate being around you guys too, I'm just going to sell the team?
Probably a little bit of both. He's probably getting sick and tired of it, but eventually the owners can, overrule him to make him sell the team on against his will. So I think this is kind of his compromise, is saying, if I get out from underneath most of it right now, I can get what I want, and I can also still run the team operations.
Barrett, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he just hey, read the room, guys. I mean, he just finally saw it. He said he wasn't going to change the team name, and he did. And now, there's so much stuff against him. Allegations of the stadium stinks. No bigger area was going to take his was going to. No bigger area that has the enough space for a stadium. They probably weren't going to take a stadium, with Dan Snyder being the owner. So, this is a good thing. It's valued pretty high, like $5 billion or something like that.
Washington Commanders, let's take a gander. Value, according to Forbes, is $5.6 billion.
Isn't that more than Denver?
No, that was $1 billion more than Denver.
Dang.
Which, the Commanders been around a long time. You're talking two different name changes already. They're kind of getting wild over there.
Well,
there he is. All right, we're gonna bring Brent in.
There he is.
We're talking about Brent's local Commanders fan, unfortunately. So we got to get his input on this. Dan Snyder pairs up with Bank of America to potentially sell the team or sell an alleged X amount of shares, which would probably be like 30%, right? That way he's still majority owner. You think Dan Snyder's finally being forced into this by owners like Jim Irsay and Jerry Jones to sell the team?
I don't know. That's a good question. That was my thought too. First off, it's a pleasure to join you guys. With some technical difficulties to get in. I know Barrett's. I like those shades, man. Really channeling Macho Man Randy Savage. Is that what you're going for there? The Macho Man?
No,
that's the cheetah sunglasses, dude. Soul Runner. That's Tyreek's brand. Dude. Took like 4 weeks to get here, but they got here on a week of a win. So it feels good to wear them,
Yeah, no, that looks good. Saints hat there. Okay, all right, man, I see. I'm just getting the lay of the land here. No, I'm logging in. All right, so is he forced into it? Knowing Dan Snyder, probably not. He probably does have enough dirt on these owners to he's just that type. I think he's been planning this exit for a while. But I think the congressional stuff, like the fact that he's in DC and then all of the branch is coming down on him and trying to give him read him the riot act and then all the financial stuff. I think he's just feeling the pressure where he might actually get in trouble. Therefore, I think he might opt out, and the cost of a franchise these days be insane. What do you think they're going to sell for? Like $4 billion, $5 billion?
It's allegedly going for $5.6 billion right now. They'll probably sell for about like 4.8, but it's like that's pretty way. You imagine the dude's 57 years old, and you just stumble your way into a franchise, an NFL team, right?
Yeah.
And then you sell it 30 years later, or 20 something years later for $6 or $5 billion.
Right, yeah, and universally hated by all the individuals that follow the team and his employees. I'm sure. I don't think anybody really likes the guy. Like, who actually likes Dan Snyder has a face.
Gene Mercer is coming for him pretty hard, I guess.
Well, and he's losing allies apparently, like Jerry Jones, and I mean, just coming out and saying, "Hey, I got dirt on all y'all." But like, okay, like you're powerful, you got billions, but when you say you got dirt on other billionaires, that dude, they're gonna find a way to take you down. And yeah, I think he was just feeling the heat, man. Like he's just. I mean,
if I had to guess on the dirt, it'd probably just be a bunch of racist stuff because they are a bunch of old whites. So I would imagine it would have to be in terms of racial hirings and racial player slurs and stuff like that. I don't really picture Jerry Jones back in the 90s when he bought the team being a whole lot of player friendly. And same with a lot of these other owners, right? Because they grew up in a different era than the way we're growing up now. Where Dan Snyder is 20 years younger than those guys. He could just be like, "Hey, you guys were racist as fuck coming up." It's like, I can get you. That's where I think. I think it's all about racism.
Yeah, I mean, and you think about which owners have gotten in trouble, right? First off, it's hilarious that Jim Irsay is the one leading the charge. I mean, talk about an absolute train wreck of an individual. You know what I mean? Yeah. Historically, like all the things he's been in the news for, and then the one other owner to get in significant trouble was like Robert Kraft, right? So that didn't really rub and tug situation for him. I wouldn't be surprised if that. I would say that is probably like the.
Whoa. Hey, you're forgetting another owner.
You're forgetting an owner that got suspended 6 games.
Yeah. Stephen Ross.
And lost a first-round pick.
Miami owner.
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting. I do think it's a Go Boys Club, but I think you guys are right that the amount of various crap that wouldn't fly in today's society is probably stacked up greatly in 2 decades.
Let me ask you this, Brent. I know you're not, well in tune with the Twitterverse, but
sure.
Good old RG3, ex commander. He tweeted out. He said, "Hey, I'm willing to buy in to new ownership, and he's going to bring 10 fans along for free. You need to get on that. You need to get in those DMs."
10 fans? How can Robert Griffin afford? I mean, we're talking about Elon Musk.
That dude only made a rookie contract.
No, he got chewed up, right? He got chewed up because his net worth, I guess someone posted, is 13 mil, and someone said, "Well, you're going to buy 0.2% of the."
That's his rookie contract. That is all the money he's made, and his money as a backup.
RG3 is awesome. It's not.
He actually is. Honestly, I think we were talking about before. As far as analysts go, actually pretty with it. He's not horrible.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I agree with Billy. That Snyder's only doing this to take the heat off, right? Like, there's no other reason. He was trying to make the other owners back down from doing it. They're going to do it to a vote. Irsay's all over his ass about it. So now Snyder says, "Okay, I'll sell." Did it even say how much the team he's going to sell yet, or is it he just partnered with the bank?
He just paired with the bank.
Okay. Yep. So that'll be interesting. Yeah. That's like the other big topic. Is he going to sell it all? Is he going to sell some of it? How much does he sell?
Yeah, it's allegedly 30%.
Yeah, control, right? Doesn't he have to sell control of the company?
Well, it's he'll either sell 30% so he maintains majority, or he'll just wipe his hands of it and collect the five bill.
Yeah.
I don't see him.
I didn't know he owned it.
Yeah, he owns full control of the franchise. It's him and his wife.
Full time. Yeah, dude.
That's what a piece of shit.
Or a lot of these other owners. There's a handful of owners like Irsay and Jerry Jones that don't have their franchises split. But if you go to the Walton family, they split it with another successful billionaire family. And there's a couple other. I think the Jaguars franchise. He owns full majority of that franchise. Stephen Ross.
But you have a lot of celebrity owners too with Miami that own percentages. But yeah, Stephen Ross is the main guy, which not a lot of we don't like Stephen Ross.
Here's my question. Here's my question, you guys. In the event that like some billionaire, which it would be like some billionaire comes in and purchases the franchise, and gets total control, do you think they would change the name again?
Bezos. Yes. The
think
Commanders
they'd
is
change-
not well liked. Yeah. It's
You think
it's
they'd-
not well received among the fan base or the league.
It depends. Okay, to me, it depends. If someone like a Bezos or Musk buys it, they would actually reach out and maybe do some kind. But I don't think so. I don't think they change
Elon
it.
would do a Twitter poll to see what the name should be.
Hell yeah.
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 Okay. All right.